If you're a fan of Family Guy, you know this show doesn't exactly play it safe. Love it or leave it, but for over 2 decades, Seth MacFarlane and his team have been pushing the boundaries of comedy with their irreverent humor, cutaway gags, and willingness to tackle just about any topic, no matter how taboo. But sometimes Family Guy crosses lines that spark heated debates, outrage, and even calls for cancellation. Today, we're diving into Family Guy's most controversial moments, the jokes that went too far, the episodes that got people talking, and the ones that tested just how far comedy can go. Let's get started. 10. The Abortion Episode, Season 8, Episode 21. Let's start with one of Family Guy's most infamous banned episodes, Partial Terms of Endearment. This storyline dives straight into one of the most polarizing topics out there, abortion.
I have decided against the procedure.
Really? Why?
Because it's killing babies, Brian.
In this episode, Lois agrees to be a surrogate for an old college friend, but when tragedy strikes, she's left with a life-changing decision, whether to carry the pregnancy to term or terminate it. The episode doesn't shy away from the debate, with Peter and the family weighing in with their usual mix of crude humor and biting commentary. What made this episode so controversial wasn't just the subject matter, but how Family Guy handled it, blending serious moral questions with the show's signature irreverence. Fox actually refused to air this episode when it was first produced in 2010 because of its sensitive nature. It eventually saw the light of day on DVD and later on BBC 3 in the UK, but the decision to tackle abortion in a sitcom format had critics and viewers divided. Some praised the show for daring to address a taboo topic, while others felt it trivialized a deeply personal issue. Love it or hate it, this episode is a prime example of Family Guy refusing to play by the rules. What do you think? Did they handle it well, or did they cross the line? Let me know in the comments. 9. Quagmire's Transphobic Jokes, Season 8, Episode 18. Next up, we've got an episode that stirred up a lot of debate for its portrayal of transgender issues, Quagmire's Dad.
Dad? Are you gay? What?
In this episode, Glenn Quagmire's father, Dan, comes to town and reveals he's transitioning to become Ida. What follows is a mix of Quagmire's uncomfortable reactions and a string of jokes that many viewers found transphobic. From Peter's clueless comments to Brian's awkward encounter with Ida, the humor leans heavily on stereotypes, and that's exactly what rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. This episode aired in 2010, a time when transgender representation in the media was still rare, and Family Guy's approach didn't sit well with everyone. Advocacy groups like GLAAD called out the show for insensitivity, arguing that the jokes reinforced harmful stereotypes. On the other side, some fans argued it was just Family Guy being Family Guy, poking fun at everyone and everything. Looking back, this episode feels like a time capsule of early 2010s humor, but it's definitely one that hasn't aged well for a lot of viewers. 8. The Domestic Violence Episode, Season 10, Episode 3. Now let's talk about an episode that tried to tackle a serious issue but ended up sparking major backlash, Screams of Silence. This storyline focuses on Quagmire's sister, Brenda, who's in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend, Jeff. The episode doesn't shy away from showing the grim reality of domestic violence, but it's the way Family Guy mixes this heavy topic with dark humor that sparked controversy.
Oh, you like getting beaten, huh? Well, why don't you smoke a whole carton of cigarettes?
Look, I know what you guys are trying to do, but Jeff and I are fine.
The climax is especially unsettling, with Quagmire taking justice into his own hands in a violent resolution that left many viewers deeply uncomfortable. Critics argued that Family Guy wasn't the right platform for such a serious topic, especially with its tendency to lean into absurd humor. Others felt the episode raised awareness about domestic abuse, even if it was clumsy. This one's a tough watch, and it's a rare moment where Family Guy's boundary-pushing style didn't land the way it was intended. Let's keep moving. 7. The 9/11 Jokes, Various Episodes. Family Guy has never been afraid to touch on real-world tragedies, and their 9/11 jokes are a prime example. Over the years, the show has made multiple references to the September 11th attacks, often through cutaway gags or throwaway lines. One notable moment comes from Baby Got Black from Season 12, Episode 18, where Peter makes a quip about the Twin Towers that's meant to shock more than amuse.
This is the site of the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Oh, so Saddam Hussein did this?
No.
The Iraqi army?
No.
Some guys from Iraq?
No.
These jokes have drawn ire for their perceived insensitivity, especially for trivializing a tragedy that affected so many lives. The show's defenders argue that Family Guy's humor is meant to be provocative, pushing viewers to confront uncomfortable topics, but for many, 9/11 is a line that shouldn't be crossed, no matter what the context. These moments are a reminder of how Family Guy walks a tightrope between satire and bad taste. 6. The Prom Night Dumpster Baby Song, Season 5, Episode 12. Okay, let's lighten things up. Or maybe not. In Airport 07, Peter becomes obsessed with redneck culture, and we get one of Family Guy's most infamous musical numbers, Prom Night Dumpster Baby. This song, sung by a chorus of animated babies, is a darkly comedic take on abandoned infants, complete with catchy lyrics and a Broadway-style performance. It's absurd, it's shocking, and it's peak Family Guy.
I'm just a prom night dumpster baby. I got no mom or dad.
The song drew backlash for its subject matter, with critics calling it tasteless and cruel. Fans, however, loved the audacity, and it's become one of the show's most memorable music moments. Whether you find it hilarious or horrifying, Prom Night Dumpster Baby is a perfect example of Family Guy leaning into controversy for laughs. 5. The Jesus Jokes, various episodes. Religion is a frequent target for Family Guy, and their jokes about Jesus Christ have raised plenty of eyebrows. From depicting Jesus as a party bro to poking fun at Christian beliefs, this show doesn't hold back.
Well, if you're not Jesus Christ, then you won't mind if I pee on these Amy Grant CDs.
Don't.
Aha! You are Jesus!
Yes, I am.
One standout example comes in The Courtship of Stewie's Father, Season 4, Episode 16, where Jesus appears in a cutaway gag that's anything but reverent. Unsurprisingly, these jokes have sparked protests from religious groups who argue the show disrespects sacred figures, but Family Guy's equal opportunity offense, taking shots at every religion, has kept it from being singled out too harshly. Still, these moments are guaranteed to get a reaction, whether it's laughter or outrage. 4. The AIDS Jokes, Season 7, Episode 8. In Family Gay, Peter undergoes an experimental treatment that temporarily makes him gay, leading to a string of jokes about homosexuality and AIDS. One particular line, where Peter references AIDS in a flippant way, drew heavy criticism for trivializing a serious health crisis.
You have AIDS.
Yes, you have AIDS.
I hate to tell you, boy, that you have AIDS.
You got the AIDS.
You may have caught it when you...
The episode aired in 2009, and while Family Guy often uses shock humor, this one hit a nerve for many viewers. The show's approach to sensitive topics like AIDS has always been divisive. Some see it as fearless satire, others see it as punching down. Either way, it's a moment that's stuck with the show's legacy. 3. The Stewie and Brian Suicide Pact, Season 8, Episode 8. In Doggone, Brian is consumed with guilt after accidentally killing another dog, leading to a dark moment where he and Stewie make a pact to end their lives together. The scene is played for laughs, with the duo bickering over how to do it, but the subject of suicide struck a chord with viewers.
I keep it in case I ever want to commit suicide, okay? Wow. Oh my God.
Mental health advocates criticized the show for making light of such a serious issue, while fans argued it was just dark humor. This moment is a classic Family Guy mix of absurdity and shock, but it's one that left a lot of people uncomfortable. 2. The Sarah Palin Jab, Season 8, Episode 12. Politics is fair game for Family Guy, and in extra-large medium, they took aim at Sarah Palin with a song called Down Syndrome Girl.
You must impress that ultra-booming, all-consuming, poorly-grooming Down Syndrome girl.
The song, sung by Stewie, mocks Palin's son who has Down syndrome and sparked a firestorm of controversy. Palin herself called the show out, and advocacy groups condemned the episode for insensitivity. Family Guy responded by saying the joke was meant to make fun of Palin's politics, not her family, but the damage was done. To this day, it remains one of the show's most polarizing moments. 1. The JFK Assassination, Season 10, Episode 5. Topping our list is Back to the Pilot. In this episode, Brian and Stewie travel back to 1999, but ended up in Dallas 1963 during JFK's assassination. The The episode includes a graphic depiction of the event, played for dark humor, with Stewie and Brian caught up in the chaos. This moment pushed the boundaries of taste even for Family Guy, and drew backlash for trivializing a national tragedy. The show's willingness to go there confirmed its reputation as a provocateur, but it also alienated viewers who felt it went too far. Love it or hate it, this episode made Family Guy one of the most fearless and most controversial animated comedies ever. And there you have it, Family Guy's most controversial moments. Whether you love the show's boundary-pushing humor or think it goes too far, there's no denying it sparked some heated debates. Which moment shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows.